Lawyer issues urgent warning. Debit card users, especially seniors, at risk from new decline scam. There's a new trick spreading quickly across stores, gas stations, and even online checkout pages. And it's catching people, particularly seniors, completely off guard. What seems like a simple declined transaction could in reality be the start of a scheme designed to empty your bank account in minutes. If you or someone you love regularly uses a debit card, you need to hear this. Stay with me until the very end because I'll break down exactly how this scam works step by step, why seniors are especially at risk, and most importantly, what you can do right now to protect yourself. And before we dive in, take a second to show your support. Like this video, drop a comment if you've ever spotted a suspicious charge on your card, and hit that subscribe button. My goal is simple: to keep you safe and informed. Picture this scenario: you're at the checkout counter with a line of people waiting behind you. You swipe, insert, or tap your debit card. The screen suddenly flashes, "Payment declined." The cashier gives you a polite but slightly impatient look and says, "It didn't go through. Try again." In that stressful moment, scammers already know how you'll react. You're embarrassed. You don't want to hold up the line. You don't want anyone assuming you don't have money in your account. Almost instinctively, you try again. And that second attempt, that's exactly what the criminals were waiting for. Here's what most people don't realize: not every decline is genuine. Some machines are deliberately tampered with, and others are programmed with hidden tweaks that cause the first transaction to fail. It's an illusion, a staged trick, like a magician's sleight of hand. You believe nothing went through, but behind the scenes, your information is already being captured. Then, when you try again, the second payment goes through normally. You walk away relieved, unaware that your card details have just been stolen. This scam works because it preys on human psychology, our dislike of confrontation, our eagerness to fix mistakes quickly, and our natural trust that a store's payment system is legitimate. Now, why are seniors being targeted more often than any other age group? Scammers study behavior with the precision of hunters watching their prey. They know seniors are usually polite, respectful, and less likely to question a cashier or cause a scene if something seems off. If a transaction fails, many older adults would rather simply try again than raise suspicion or challenge the process. Criminals rely on that politeness, not because it's a flaw, but because it's a strength that can sadly be exploited. Another factor is how seniors use their money. Unlike younger generations who often lean on credit cards, many older adults prefer debit cards. They grew up managing money responsibly, avoiding debt, and using funds they already had. But debit cards are directly linked to checking or savings accounts. That means when something goes wrong, the money disappears instantly, cash withdrawn straight from your balance. And unlike credit cards, where fraudulent charges can often be disputed quickly, debit card theft is far more damaging. Recovering stolen funds can take weeks or even months if it happens at all. Scammers also count on the fact that many seniors don't check online banking accounts as frequently as younger people glued to their smartphones. That delay in spotting suspicious withdrawals gives criminals valuable hours, or even days, to drain accounts before the fraud is noticed. To these criminals, seniors aren't just targets, they're the ideal targets: polite, trusting, and using the very payment method that exposes them the most. So how does this scheme actually work? Let's look at the mechanics. Payment terminals are supposed to communicate directly with banks and card networks. But scammers have figured out ways to interfere. Some use overlay devices, thin, almost invisible shells placed over the machine's keypad or card slot. When you insert your card, the overlay captures your card number and PIN immediately. The fake device can also trigger a false error message, making it seem like your card was declined. Then, when you retry on the actual machine beneath, the real payment goes through, while your details are already in criminal hands. In other cases, there's no physical skimmer at all. Dishonest merchants or rogue employees may manipulate the system to run a tiny test charge, maybe $1 or $2. On your end, the screen says the transaction failed, but for them, it's proof your card is active. That small test is all they need to later make bigger withdrawals or unauthorized purchases. And it doesn't stop there. With advances in hacking, some scammers can remotely tamper with payment terminals, programming them to display fake decline messages. In simpler versions, a cashier might even hit the cancel button mid-transaction and casually tell you, "It didn't work, try again." The outcome is the same. You attempt the transaction multiple times, and each attempt provides more of your card data to people who should never have it. This isn't just theory, it's happening to real people every day. One woman in her 70s recently experienced this at her neighborhood grocery store. She swiped her debit card. The machine beeped and flashed "declined." The cashier, smiling and reassuring, said, "Oh, it happens all the time, just try again." She did, and the second attempt worked fine. She left without a second thought until 2 days later, when she discovered over $600 missing from her checking account. The money had been withdrawn from ATMs in a city she hadn't been to in years. That decline wasn't an accident. It was the moment her card information was stolen. That's the trap. A harmless-looking failed transaction that leads to drained accounts. What makes this trick especially threatening is its disguise. On the surface, it looks completely normal. Payment declines happen all the time. Maybe the card reader is dirty, the internet is unstable, or the bank's security system temporarily blocked the charge. We've all experienced it. That normal moment is the perfect camouflage criminals rely on. The real danger escalates when the card in question is a debit card. With credit cards, fraudulent charges can usually be flagged quickly and reversed before any money leaves your pocket. But with debit, it's immediate. The moment the fraud occurs, your balance is drained. Your grocery money, your rent, your medical budget, all can vanish in seconds. Banks will eventually investigate, but I've seen seniors wait 30, 60, sometimes even 90 days for reimbursement. Imagine that stress, weeks of uncertainty, trying to make ends meet, all while wondering if you'll ever see your money again. And it's not just the financial burden, there's a painful emotional toll too. Many seniors who fall victim to this scam feel ashamed or embarrassed, believing they should have known better. That silence works in the scammer's favor, because if victims don't report quickly, the criminals gain more time to keep stealing. This is why the scheme is so cruel. It doesn't just steal money, it steals peace of mind. Suddenly, paying for everyday necessities feels stressful, suspicious, and unsafe. That psychological weight is as damaging as the financial loss. Now, let's slow down and talk about warning signs. Once you recognize them, you'll start noticing patterns others overlook. Red flag number 1, the push to try again. If your payment fails, a legitimate employee will usually pause, check the machine, or offer you a printed decline slip. But if someone instantly urges you to just try again, without any hesitation, that's suspicious. Scammers want you to act before you think. Red flag number 2, the machine itself. Look closely at the card reader. Does it feel bulky, loose, or like it has an extra layer of plastic over it? That could be an overlay device, a skimmer designed to steal your details. If it wiggles unnaturally or seems tampered with, don't use it. Red flag number 3, unusual delays. If the machine takes far too long before showing declined, that's another danger sign. Criminal software often causes delays while it captures your data in the background. Red flag number 4, tiny mysterious charges. Don't ignore $1, $2, or $5 charges from businesses you don't recognize. Those are test transactions, criminals' way of rattling the lock before breaking into your account. Red flag number 5, your instincts. This one is powerful. Seniors especially have years of life-trained intuition. If something about the situation feels off, the machine, the clerk, the delay, trust your gut. Too many people ignore that inner voice, only to regret it later. What to do if it happens to you? So what should you do if you're caught in one of these situations? Don't panic. Slow down. Scammers rely on your stress and embarrassment. Take a deep breath. Ask the clerk for a printed decline slip. If they can't provide it, that's another warning sign. Don't retry with your debit card. Switch to a different payment method, ideally a credit card. With credit, fraudulent charges don't immediately touch your personal funds. You have time and leverage to dispute. Check your account right away. Most banks have mobile apps where you can view transactions in real time. After any suspicious moment, log in and review pending charges. If something looks wrong, you can freeze your card before it's misused. Report immediately. Call your bank directly using the number printed on your card, not one someone else gives you. Explain clearly what happened, the decline, the retry, and why it felt suspicious. The faster you act, the more protection you have. Don't be afraid to walk away. If something feels wrong, if you're being pressured or the machine looks odd, stop the transaction entirely. You can always go to another store or station. Your safety is worth more than convenience. This scam is spreading quickly, but knowledge is power. Once you understand how it works, you can spot the red flags before it's too late. Now, let's shift from awareness to action. Knowledge alone isn't enough. You need practical steps you can put into place right now, so even if scammers attempt this decline trick, you won't fall victim. Step 1. Use contactless payments whenever possible. Most modern debit and credit cards, as well as smartphones, come with tap-to-pay features. Unlike swiping or inserting, contactless payments generate a unique one-time encrypted code for each purchase. Even if a scammer somehow intercepted that code, it would be useless for future transactions. That extra layer of security makes contactless far safer than old-fashioned swipes. Step 2. Set up instant transaction alerts. Nearly every bank offers text or push notifications when your card is used. Yes, it may feel overwhelming at first to get constant updates, but think of it as a personal alarm system. If even a suspicious $1 charge shows up, you'll know instantly and can shut down the card before it escalates into hundreds of dollars in theft. Step 3. Limit how much money is exposed. Too many people leave all their savings sitting in the same checking account linked to their debit card. That's risky. A smarter approach is to keep only what you need for everyday purchases in checking and transfer the rest into savings or a separate account. This way, even if scammers do manage to skim your details, the damage is automatically capped. Step 4. Use your bank's digital safety tools. Many banks now let you lock and unlock your card directly from their mobile app. Get in the habit of locking your card when you're not using it. That way, even if your information was stolen, it would be useless until you decide to unlock it again. Step 5. Carry more than one card. This is a strategy many seniors overlook. Keep 2 cards from different banks, one for small, everyday purchases like groceries or gas, and another, preferably a credit card, for larger or online transactions. This separation means that if one card is compromised, your entire financial life isn't thrown into chaos. Above all, remember this. Being cautious is not the same as being paranoid. In today's world, caution is wisdom. The people who think it won't happen to me are exactly the people scammers love. Preparation isn't fear, it's power. Here's the uncomfortable truth that most banks will never openly share. Debit card fraud is far more damaging than credit card fraud. Banks love to advertise their zero liability policies, promising they'll protect you from unauthorized activity. And technically, yes, they will reimburse you, but what they don't emphasize is how long it takes. With credit cards, it's simple. Fraudulent charges are often reversed within days because you haven't paid the bill yet. The bank just wipes away the fake charges before money ever leaves your account. But with debit cards, your funds vanish instantly. That's your rent, your utilities, your grocery budget, gone in a flash. Then comes the waiting game. I've seen seniors spend 30, 60, even 90 days waiting for reimbursement while their bank investigates. Imagine living on a fixed income and suddenly losing 3 months of stability. The stress is crushing. And there's more. Banks assume you're checking your email or phone notifications constantly. Their fraud departments are designed with younger, tech-savvy customers in mind, not seniors who may not check messages as often. That delay gives scammers more time to drain accounts before you even realize something is wrong. This is why I often challenge the old advice many seniors grew up with. Avoid credit cards, only use debit. That might have made sense decades ago, but in today's fraud-heavy world, it's outdated. Using a credit card wisely, paying it off each month, actually shields you from risks that debit cards expose you to. This doesn't mean you should throw out your debit card. It simply means you need to be strategic. Use it for small, controlled purchases, and lean on credit when fraud protection matters most. Because at the end of the day, banks protect themselves first. It's up to you to protect yourself in real time. Let me leave you with this. The so-called decline scam is not an accident. It's not a random glitch. It's a calculated trap designed to exploit ordinary moments when your guard is down. So the next time your card gets declined unexpectedly, pause before rushing to try again. Look at the machine. Pay attention to how the clerk reacts. Listen to that gut feeling. That one pause could be the difference between walking away safe or losing hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Scammers thrive on easy targets. They don't want a fight. They want people who won't ask questions, won't double-check, and won't act quickly. By staying alert, you remove yourself from their list of easy victims. You shift the power back into your own hands. And I'll say this again, if you've ever experienced something like this, or even suspected it, speak up. Share your story. There are countless others in the same situation who need to hear it. Your voice could protect someone else from the same pain. Finally, do me a favor, like this video so it reaches more seniors, subscribe so you don't miss future warnings, and share it with a friend or family member. A single share could save someone's life savings. And remember, while I am a lawyer, I'm not your lawyer. This video is for educational purposes only. If you believe you've been affected, contact your bank immediately and, if needed, consult a trusted attorney in your area. Stay cautious, stay informed. And above all, never let anyone pressure you into ignoring your instincts. Because to a scammer, your trust is pure gold. Protect it fiercely.